Hello everyone, you're welcome to this nice square root algebra problem, which is the square root of a plus square root of b. This is equal to 35. Let's call this as equation 1. Then we have the square root of a plus b. This is 25. Let's call this as equation 2. Let's call this as equation 2. So what is the value of a and what is the value of b? Given that a and b, these are elements of positive integers. Now, let's provide a solution from here. Now, from equation 2, which is the square root of a plus b, this is equal to 25. So let's square on both sides from here, so that now, here we eliminate the square root sign, so that we have a plus b, this is equal to 25 squared, and this is equal to 625. Let's call this as equation 3. Now, from equation 1, which is the square root of a plus the square root of b, this is equal to 35. So the first step here is to square on both sides, so that now the square root of a plus square root of b to the power of 2, this is in the form of x plus y raised to the power of 2, which we can express as x to the power of 2 plus y to the power of 2, then plus 2xy. Applying this algebraic identity, then we have the square root of a raised to the power of 2 plus the square root of b raised to the power of 2, then plus 2, multiplying by square root of a multiplying by square root of b. This is equal to 35 raised to the power of 2. Now, the next step is to eliminate the square root sign here, so that we have a plus. Now, we also eliminate the square root sign here. We have a plus b plus. Now, this is 2 multiplying by square root of a times b. So we have the square root of a times b. This is equal to 35 squared, and this is equal to 1225. Now, we have that a plus b from equation 3. This is the same thing as 625. So let's substitute 625, then plus 2 square root of a times b. This is equal to 1225. Now, the next step is that we have 2 square root of a times b. Let's take 625 on the right hand side, so that we have 1225 minus 625. So this means we have 2 square root of a times b. This is equal to 1225 minus 625, and this is equal to 600. Now, let's divide on both sides by 2. Now, let's divide both sides by 2, so that now we have the square root of a, b. This is equal to 600 divided by 2, and this is equal to 300. The next step is to square on both sides from here, so that now we have a times b. This is equal to 300 squared, which is equal to 90 squared. 90,000. So we have 300, this is the power of 2, this is 90,000. Now, if you recall from equation 3, which is a plus b, this is equal to 625. Let's square on both sides from here, so that now here we have a squared plus b squared plus 2 times a b. This is equal to 625 raised to the power of 2. So this is the same thing as 390,625. We have that a times b. This is what we have here. This is 90,000. So we have a squared plus b squared plus 2 multiplied by 90,000. This is equal to 390,625. So we have a squared plus b squared plus 2 times 90,000. This is 180,000. This is equal to 390,625. Now, the next step is to take 108,000 on the right hand side so that we have a squared plus b squared. This is equal to 390,625 minus 180,000. So we have a squared plus b squared. This is equal to 390,625 minus 180,000, and this is equal to 210,625. So we have a squared plus b squared. Let's call this as equation 4. Now, from the algebraic identity, that's a minus b raised to the power of 2. This is the same thing as a squared plus b squared subtract 2 times ab. So this means that a subtract b raised to the power of 2. This is equal to a squared plus b squared. This is what we have here, equation 4, which is 210,625 subtract 2 multiplied by a times b, which is the same thing as 90,000. So we have a minus b raised to the power of 2. This is equal to 210,625 minus 625 subtract 2 times 90,000. This is 180,000. So we have a minus b raised to the power of 2. This is equal to, now 210,625 minus 180,000. This is 30,625. To solve for the value of a minus b, let's introduce a square root on both sides so that we have the square root of a minus b to the power of 2. This is equal to plus or minus the square root of 30,625. Now let's eliminate the square root sign here so that we have a minus b. This is equal to plus or minus the square root of 30,625. This is equal to plus or minus 175. So we have two possible values of a minus b. A minus b, this is equal to 175. Then we have a subtract b. This is equal to negative 175. Now, if you recall from equation 3, which is a plus b, this is equal to 625. Now, we can start with case 1. Let's start with case 1. Now, in case 1, we have a plus b. This is equal to 625. Then a subtract b. This is equal to 175. So these are systems of two linear equations. So let's subtract this system of two linear equations so that now a minus a, this is 0. Then plus b minus minus b, this is 2b, and this is equal to 625 minus 175. This is equal to 450. So let's divide both sides by 2. And this means that we have the value of b. This is equal to 225. So this is the value of b1. We can call this b1. Now we can solve for a1. Now from here, we have that a1 is equal to 625 subtract b1. So we have a1 is equal to 625, subtract 225, so that we have A1 is equal to 625 minus 225. This is equal to 400. So we have the first set of solution here, A1 comma B1. This is equal to 400 comma 225. So this is the first set of solution that we have under case 1. Let's proceed to case 2 from here. Now in case 2 we have A subtract B. This is equal to negative 175. And we have that A plus B, this is equal to 625. So here we have A minus B, this is equal to negative 175. So again, these are systems of two linear equation. So let's sum these two systems of linear equation. A plus A, this is 2A, plus B plus minus B, this simplifies. Then we have 625 plus 175. This is equal to 450. So let's divide on both sides by 2, so that now we have the value of A2. This is equal to 450 divided by 2. This is 225. So this is the value of A2. So we can easily solve for the value of B. Remember, B is equal to 625 subtract A2. So we have B2. This is equal to 625 minus 225. And this means that B2 is equal to 400. So we have the value of B2. So this means that the second set of solution here, A2 comma B2, this is equal to 225 comma 400. So this is the second set of solution that we have. So kindly follow the steps, like this video, and kindly subscribe. Like this video and kindly subscribe. See you in the next video.